What's going on, gamers? I am Merkaba18. Today I have a video for you in Divine Knockout. This is a brand new game that just came out from High Res Studios here, fellow Atlanta residents. This is a Super Smash Bros. Melee crossover style game with characters and gods from Smite. There's a lot to get to with this game. We're going to talk about each of the gods that are currently released, and we'll put out new guides on all of them as they release new ones as well. Now, this is going to be a basic guide. This isn't going to be an in-depth guide or a builds guide. So we're just going to talk about some of the basics with each of the gods. And we're going to start here with YMIR, or YMIR, depending on how you pronounce it. He is, as you can see, a Frost Yeti. He has a giant club there, as you can see. He's got a couple of different movesets. We're going to talk about some basic things, and then we'll put out guide videos on builds later on for each of the gods as well. Before we get into it, though, I want to make sure everybody is liking and subscribing to the channel here. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. I also play this game over on Twitch, so make sure to go check it out. Merkaba18 on Twitch. So let's talk about some basics. Okay, it is a 3D platform style game in which you are essentially trying to complete objectives, or you're trying to knock people off of the platform and score eliminations, much like in Super Smash Bros. So as such, there's basics like you can jump, you can dodge. Now, as you can see at the bottom middle there, the dodge is on a cooldown. It's a 3-second cooldown. There's some in-depth advanced stuff that we'll get to later, but he's got a basic swing. He's got a heavy swing. He's got a hold swing, in which he launches, and a regular heavy as well. Now, he also has aerial attacks, like that, and like that. So he basically uses his belly for his air light attack, and smashes down for his air heavy attack. Now, you also can hold in the air as well. So now let's talk about the basics for all of these gods. Are going to have a basic set of moves. L1 and R1 are going to be their basic moves. R2 is going to be their ultimate. And L2 is going to be what they call the movement. You're going to mostly use the movement ability to get back on the platform. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's say I'm getting knocked off the platform. You can use that, jump up in the air, get back on the platform. Now, you can also dodge, use your swings and your heavy and your medium attacks to get back towards the platform. But that L2 ability is going to be mostly to get back onto the platform so that you do not get the KO. Now, he also has, YMIR has a basic freeze attack, which will slow or stun. So you can see the difference there. Let's show you that one more time here just a minute. So like you'll slow if it doesn't fully hit them. If it hits them for more than a second or two, it will then freeze them so you can hit them with a heavy attack, and then they become stunned in that block of ice. Let's show you that one more time. So here's the difference. Frozen. And then we'll come back to it here in just a second and show you what the slow looks like. Now, he also has a wall, which can be used for a multitude of purposes. What you want to do is bounce people off of these, prevent them from getting to you or hitting you with their projectiles. You want to block off edges of the platform with that so that people can't get back over. All kinds of different stuff. Now, here's the, let's go back to that freeze. If you don't hold on it, it slows their speed down. So if you don't hit with all of it, it will slow them rather than fully stunning them in blocks of ice. Now, let's go back to this block. There are talents that allow you to take extra damage, all that stuff. We'll get into in another video. But basically, this wall is one of the only in the game at the moment, I believe. You cannot use... there are no other gods that have that style of ability. So essentially, you're going to want to use this to defend your team, to lock off areas of exit for your enemy. You want to use this to bounce people off of, block off ledges, etc. Now, let's talk about his ult. His ult is a giant snowball. It moves relatively slow and awkwardly. So as you can see, at the end of it, it knocks them back. We'll come back to that in just a minute here. Now, it's really easily avoided, so you want to make sure that you're taking paths to cut people off with that. You don't want to necessarily run straight at them with it. Your biggest concern with that ability is you don't want to allow people to run away from you with it. And the longer that you have them in that snowball, the more it will do damage to them. So let's build that back up. As you can see, a number of these are at over 100% vulnerability. You can see how much further away it knocks them. Bada bing. Over 50 yards there to some degree. Okay. Now, as you can see, there is one more basic thing that you need to know. You have a percentage above your abilities. That is your vulnerability to damage. You'll also see various degrees of vulnerability among your enemies. The more that they have vulnerability, the more damage, or the further that you hit them. So that's a basic one. That knocks them pretty far. And then you can freeze them. The main reason you want to do that is to prevent people from attacking you or to get off your heavy attack. Now, the basics with YMIR is he attacks pretty slow, and you kind of want to just essentially get people vulnerable before you hit them with their freeze, and then get your heaviest attack off, because as you can see, it will bounce them off of walls all the way farther away, and then you can freeze them, etc. So those are the basics with YMIR. Please let me know if I missed anything. If you think there's anything that you'd like to see in the next video, please let me know in the comments below which god you would like to see a in-depth guide on first after this one. Thank you so much for watching again. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you so much.